I've been asked multiple times about who, what, where, why, how. So I'm going to briefly reminisce about my time as editor-in-chief of the Arab News. Stick around and enjoy. Things happen, the unexpected, the uncalled for, the undesired. And it was a Thursday morning at 6:30 when I got a call from Muhammad Ali, the teleoperator of the Arab News, telling me there are rumblings in Kuwait and that the Iraqi army has entered parts of Kuwait. So I put on my clothes and went to the Arab News office and then tried to find out through the teletype machines what is the latest. In those days, there were no computers, no phones and all. I remember having a friend in Kuwait who worked in the Arab Times, Ski, as a Polish American. So I called him and the lines were there and I asked him what's happening. And he said, I'm seeing tanks around the news building. That was the start of the Kuwait War. I got the start ready, got them up to come to the office, and we started to plot and see how and when will this drama unfold to its peak. The whole day was spent trying to figure out. We were receiving news from Reuters, AP, AFP, and then suddenly many of the lines went dead because the Iraqis had cut off all communication signals out of Kuwait. It was a tense moment. But anyway, we got back on track. We started sort of gathering information. Some of the refugees had already jumped on their cars and gone to Dammam. Our man in Dammam, the bureau chief Saeed Haider, started getting some information about them, the strength of the attack, the number of soldiers, whether this was just a probe, but they all said that these Iraqis are in full force, they're here to stay. So what do? We were in Jeddah, about 900 kilometers away. We had a meeting. I went to the publishers, Hisham and Muhammad Ali Hafiz, who said we will spare no efforts to see to it that the coverage of the war by our company, by all our publications, will be on full swing. A few days later, I went to the eastern province. I, in fact, took quite a few of the staff with me, and we moved the Arab News kitchen from Jeddah to Dammam. For us, the main news, everything revolved around the invasion. So with me were some people whom I'll not forget, who became good friends later on. Mr. Wahib Ghurab, who was in Sharq al-Awsat, Hani Naqshbandi, who was in Sayyidati. Then there was Giovanni, a photographer, an Ethiopian photographer. There was even an American intern, Aldo Sualdi, who came with us, Muhammad Samman, and quite a few others. In Al-Khubar, where our office was there, which became the headquarters of all visitors who came to the Eastern Province to ask about what's happening. So they would be coming to the Arab News, which was the first stop. There was Maher Abbas, there was even the person who made tea for us joined the group, and thus we became a core team. And that was a great time. All kinds of rumors were floating whether Saddam would invade. There was a minor skirmish and a battle at Al-Khafji where the Iraqis were turned back by Saudi forces and other GCC assisted combat troops. Then I realized that we as an English language paper, the importance of us as an English language paper became paramount to those who came from outside. The Dhahran International Hotel became the headquarters. The Saudi Ministry of Information had set up an office to provide all kinds of assistance. So many journalists had come in. The first onslaught of journalists, 300 plus from all over the world, Asia, Africa, Europe, America had come in. The American troops had started arriving. Land forces were coming in from different countries around the globe. And so there was a mixture of people asking so many questions. And who else would they turn to except the people at the Arab News? I'm not demeaning others, but we were present because we were seen, we were observed, and even some of our staff who did not know English were sought after. And I remember one day Mr. Wahib Ghurab sitting surrounded by about 10 or 11 journalists from CNN, Charles Jaco, Christiana Manpour was coming, Mr. Snow, and others were coming in. And for them, we were Saudis, we were on the ground, and they wanted to get straight answers. Now, we couldn't give them all the answers, but we were there providing as much as we could. At the same time, our coverage was good. They saw an English language paper with a good high standard of English. They saw reporters on the ground. They saw the editor-in-chief himself be down there, moving around and coming, talking to people, advising them, correcting some of the notions that they had. Because remember, 1990 and 91 were far different from now. Today, the access to information, the access to knowledge, statistics is much more faster and more profound. So, in that sense, I think what we did was we did a great service, not only for the media, but for Saudi Arabia, because these people came and saw young Saudis, and they were young at that time, were doing something, talking professionally, analyzing, not withstanding all the difficulties, the lack of information coming so slow, but yet we talked and these people rose to the occasion. Many of the journalists started coming to our office, which was in Al-Khubar, to come and ask us. So our office was a hodgepodge. It was a mixture of people coming in. There was a Korean gentleman coming in. There was a Sankai Shimbun character from Japan. There was the Times of India, the Washington Post, you name it, the Telegraph. These people would come to us as if we were the source of information. But I think because we were comrades to them. And I must say all this would not have taken place if the management back in Jeddah did not sort of put a fund, provide all kind of logistic supports. And the credit should go to Hisham and Muhammad Ali Hafiz, who truly said, do anything, get the news, be there, report, and give a good picture of what's going on, not only to us, but to the world. And this is what happened. We were there. We were also among the first to enter Kuwait when the Americans had gone in and the Allied forces or the coalition forces went in. We went with them on 2 jeeps. I remember at the same time the jeeps, since I'm speaking about jeeps, Prince Ahmed bin Salman, the chairman of the Saudi Research and Marketing Group, had arrived, and I put a piece of paper and I wrote something and I said, please sign. He didn't know what he was signing, and I said, this is an acquisition form. He said, what is this acquisition form for? And I said, this acquisition form is for 2 jeeps, this, that, and all, and for insurance for all the staff. If anyone gets knocked off, they get $1 million riyals. So he had a big smile on his face. May God rest his soul. He sat with us and he saw what was happening. I truly believed that the sky was the limit. We became like any other foreign paper, gung-ho, lean and mean, getting to the grip of the reality of the situation, trying to galvanize our mind, our way of thinking of how we should report. Again, I would say reporting was not easy because there were so many restrictions. People were amazed that this group of Saudi journalists from Jeddah and elsewhere are here, and the editor-in-chief, who should be sitting behind a desk in Jeddah, himself has become a chief reporter and moving around. And then something amazing happened. From saying we saw it on CNN came a new expression. We read it in the Arab news, because we not only projected all about the war, but we also spoke about Saudi culture, about Islam, about lifestyle, and we did so many things that amazed these people. Remember, many had come in with deep prejudices against Saudi Arabia. They had no idea about Saudi Arabia. Ignorance is bliss, as they say, but ignorance can also be dangerous. And, we tried to erase. We were not propagandists. We were not batting for Saudi Arabia. We were batting for the Saudi media. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.